Hi guys, in this video we're going to working on page 325, example 4, and then page 329, example 1. Okay, so let's look at the page 325, example 4 together. The graph shows the result of a survey. There were 1,023 people who answered yes. How many people were surveyed? Okay, so if we solve this question, we have to set up the equation with percent. So let me just simplify this question like this. 1,023 people is how many percent of it? Please look at the graph. You can see the 93% of people, they said yes. So 93% of number surveyed. So number of people who surveyed. Okay, so I can set up my n equals number surveyed. And then please use is equal sign of means multiplication so that I can rewrite this part into an equation you needed. So 93%. As I mentioned in the last video, you have to change your percent into a decimal. 0.93 of means times letter n. You can omit the multiplication symbol if you want to. Okay, now how do I solve this type of question? You have to divide it by 0.93 each side. Alright, so 1,023 divided by 0.93. Move your decimal point to the right. And here, you don't really have a decimal point visible, but that is ends of 3. So you can put 2 zeros in here. And let me erase this comma. Okay. So how many 93 can go into 102? One time. And my remainder would be 9. And bring 3 down. How many 93 can go to 93? Exactly. One time. And then I have a 2 zeros in there, which is 1,100 people. So n would be 1,100 people. Okay? Alright, I need you guys pause this video to work on quick check 4 by yourself. After you solve the quick check 4, please resume this video. I'm going to explain quick check 4 for you. Oops. Okay, let's move on. Quick check 4. In a survey, 952 people, or 68%, preferred smooth peanut butter to chunky. How many people were surveyed? It's exactly same type of question what we just worked together. So how can we set it up? 952 is 68% of number of people who got surveyed. So let's set up your n. N equal number surveyed. Now, how can we set it up? 952 means equal sign. 68% change it to decimal point of multiplication and then letter n. Now what do? Divided by 0.68 each side. And then I can show you division right here. Okay, so 952 divided by 0.68. Move your decimal point to the right and you add 2 zeros at the end of 2. Now, how many 68 can go into 95? One time. What is my remainder? borrow, it turned into 15, 7, 2. To 27, bring 2 down. How many 68 can go into 272? 4 times. 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 6, 24 plus 3, 27. All right. I put the 2 zeros at the end. So how many people were surveyed? 1,400 people were surveyed. Okay? All right, let's move on. So now we are at page 329, percent change. So 6-9% of change. All right, so in this section, you have to remember the formula. How can we find the percent of change? The percent of quantity increases or decreases from its original amount. That's what we call as a percent of change. So percent of change. It actually means this, amount of change over original amount. Okay? So let's find out this. Example 1. Find the percent of increase from 4 to 7.5. They already said this amount is increased, and then you can really easily find out that because from 4 to 7.5. Yeah, your number got bigger. So I can say this one is going to be increased. So amount of increase, how much is it increased? How can we get it? You're going to subtract 4 from 7.5. Then you can figure out how much of number is increased. How much? 3.5. Okay? So, percent of increase. What was the formula? Amount of change, which is 3.5. And then original amount. What was original amount? It was starting from 4. So 4 would be your original amount. Okay? So now I'm going to change my 3.5 into a decimal. 3.5 over 4 into a decimal. So 3.5 divided by 4. How many 4 can go into 3? None of it. My remainder is 3. Put decimal point, bring 5 down to make a 35. How many 4 can go into 35? 8 times, which is 32. And 3, bring 0 down. How many 4 can go into 30? 7 times, which is 28. And my remainder is 2. Bring 0 down to make 20. How many 4 can go into 20? 5 times exactly. So my answer is what? 0.875. So if you wanted to answer your question into a percent, what should we do? Move your decimal point 2 to the right so that I can change my decimal into a percent. 87.5%. So I can say the percent of increase from 4 to 7.5 is 87.5. Okay? Alright, I'm going to give you time to work on quick check 1 by yourself. After that, we're going to check it together. So please pause this video, finish up, and then resume this video. Alright, so quick check 1. Find each percent of increase. They already say your number is going to be increased. So A, from 100 to 114. Okay, so amount of increase. How can we get it? 114 minus 100, that is the amount of increase, and then divided by original amount. What was my starting value? My starting value was 100. So 114 minus 100 would be 14. Out of 100, oh well, I can change this one into a 0.14, but your denominator is 100 already, which means 14%. You don't even have to change it to a decimal. You can just get your answer right away. Okay? Now B. From 2.0 to 3.2. So 2.0 to 3.2. So what is the amount of change? 3.2 minus 2.0. What is my original amount? 2.0. So what is 3.2 minus 2.0? Which is 1.2 divided by 2.0. Make sure that your decimals move one to the right, then you can make it into the 12 over 20. But look, you won't need to make a percent. The easy way you can do is to make your denominator as 100. So times 5 on top and bottom. I can make 100, which is a 60 out of 100. Then I can get my answer right away. What is my answer, guys? 60%. That's my B. Okay? All right, now let's go on to C. So from 4,000 to 8,500. All right, amount of change, 8,500 minus 4,000 over, what was my original? 4,000. So I got 4,500 divided by 4,000. Okay, so let's change this one. Actually, if you drop the 2 zeros by divided by 100 for both of it, they would be 45 out of 40. I'm just, try to make into 100, so that will be easier. But I can make 100 from 40. So if I reduce it, that will be 9/8. Still, I cannot make it. So let me just change into decimal, and then I can get my answer. So I just divided by 5 on top and bottom. I got 9/8. Now 9/8. 9 divided by 8. How many 8 can go into 9? One time. Remainder 1. That put decimal point right here. Bring 0 down to make 10. How many 8 can go into 10? One time. And my remainder is 2. Bring 0 down. How many 8 can go into 20? 2 times. And then I got 16. My remainder is 4. Bring 0 down. Divided by 5 then. It will be done. So my answer would be 1.125, but please change that into a percent. How can we do it? Move your decimal point to the right. 112.5%. That's my answer for C. Okay? I hope this video helps you. And next video, we're going to working on page 330, example 2 and 3 together. Okay? Bye.